Lincoln's Legends is on a mission. Its goal is to spread awareness about the people that make the capital city great, digging deeper into the people and the art that collectively are the culture of the capital city.
Thank you so much for waiting for me for a year.
No, you're fine, man.
It's amazing.
I've seen some of your shows. They're amazing.
They're not. They're handicap videos and Blair Witch at best.
Nah,
They're
a little more credit than that. No, seriously, I really like some of your shows. You're a great host. I like the questions that you ask.
Oh,
you're lively, at least you're not boring. Well, no, like I've had some other interviews where I hate to admit it, drove all the way out Chicago and did an interview and the guy fell asleep on me.
No, was
I
this
guess,
like in the morning?
Yeah, it was in the morning. Yeah.
So you gotta be like 5:30. Were you gonna be like 5:30 or something?
Yeah.
You get it right, and then you're like, this is my jam. Like I'm really excited. I'm gonna interview this guy, and I get to tell all this awesome content, art that I've been working on, and the guy.
Yeah, they did a good edit, so no
did
one
they?
thing. They did an amazing edit, but man, it really, I couldn't believe it. Like, the production people in the back had to tap on the window.
Oh, I don't have production, so I don't have that, so it'll be a lot better.
No.
I promise. I fall asleep.
Hey, it's long. Hey, it can't be any worse than that. It can't be any worse than that. So.
I've got to say, when I caught that, let's Tarantino it. Laces Footwear helped out with the show.
Yeah. Oh yes.
So
yeah.
that's how I found you.
Okay.
Nate's like, hey, you need to connect with this guy, and by
Nate's
that
a great
time.
guy.
It was too far. You were too far gone. I was like trying to catch a star. You're like,
Yeah.
you're really far away. And I want to like get you into the show, and I want to do something with you. But then I was like, oh, this is next level shit. So I can't half-ass it. And then by that time, I had all my production done, and I'm like, I want you to be on the show. I want you to be a part of the show. I have no idea how to do it, and because I had this full calendar, I had this vision like 2 months before that you dropped into the scene. I'm sure you were working. I'm sure you were working hard before that, but like right before you dropped in the scene, I'm like, oh damn. And so I can't thank you enough for actually being patient. And there's other people that are just like, I don't give a shit. This might be a fly-by-night thing. And with the podcast, and I'm like, well, I guess we're not gonna have you on next time.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
But yeah.
So I think one thing I've learned is that you gotta appreciate every single opportunity. And I mean, I'm as humble as they come. I'm not a perfect man, but I think anybody that comes at me the right type of way, I'm willing to help. Like a lot of people,
you don't see it a lot.
Yeah,
so it's like we met. Full disclosure, 2 days ago. And handshake, half hug. When you know it's gonna be the half hug, that's when you know it's gonna be an amazing friendship.
Yeah.
You can feel a soul.
You can bring somebody in for the gap.
You don't get that a lot.
Yeah, because I'm old school, man. Sometimes it's funny that you say that, because the other day, I was doing an event actually over here at Bourbon Street, and some guy came in.
We gotta go backwards. We are at Bourbon Street. This is the first time I've been here in probably 5 years. They used to have metal shows.
We still actually do. I've actually booked a couple. I had a band from Colorado.
Really?
I can't remember their name.
Because the Yippies, they do really good work. Sorry for tapping on the table. Sorry to you and sorry to people listening. I'm just excited. The Yippies did some great work pre-show, and then I got to creatively acquire. I don't like the word steal. I got to creatively acquire some of their music.
I like that. I'm gonna have to steal that. I like that. Let's
creatively acquire for the music beds, because I wasn't sure where the show was gonna go when it started. But yeah, that was the last place I was here. So please tell me. Man, I've got verbal diarrhea, and I apologize. I'm so excited to hang out. But tell me how. Let's just do the whole thing. Like, you got here. When I found you, you were already established because you had gotten in here, and Nate had talked to you. But let's go before that. Okay. Like, where are you now, as opposed to being creative and doing what you want to do? Just like really short. Yeah, give me a little bit of that, and then we're gonna go backwards.
I can. Right now, Hiso Music. Right now, we have our own radio show. We manage.
It's 88.3, right?
88.3. I'm hoping, a little buzz. Keep it on the low. I guess it won't be on the low, but we're hoping that we can bring the show to 99.7 or 103.7 next year. So, our ratings are really good right now.
I don't want to say that I'm like not a fan of terrestrial radio, but I will say, why don't you shoot for your own podcast show where you can control all of it?
See, almost like a iHeartRadio type of thing.
Yes. Now, are you currently playing all artists or just your own?
No, actually, what's nice about it
Yes.
and everything, I do put some of my artists on there,
Yeah.
but man, I collaborate with the artists in the community and other artists. Like we've had.
Okay, so are they not signed?
No, I have my artists that are signed, and then I have a lot. I usually have one.
Okay, what I'm asking is, are you gonna get sued for playing somebody else's music on 88.3?
Oh no, I'm
Then
good.
why don't you work on your own? Your own Hiso network show.
And you know,
I'm gonna let that marinate. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
you
let
know,
that-
no, marinate's good. I heard, YouTube is paying 15 grand for a million views.
Just saying.
you know?
Just saying.
Hey,
So yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that.
Anyways, you're got the is it label?
Yeah, see, I know there's a big confusion of like what are we? Are we
Right.
a record label? Are we a company? What?
Yeah.
And actually, in fact, we're both. Like,
Okay.
Hiso, it's actually Hiso Music Entertainment, and Hiso Music is actually an acronym for Higher Standard of Music Entertainment. So basically, what we are is we're an entertainment company and we're a record label. But we
Have you seen Parks and Rec, Entertainment 720?
Mm-mm.
Some people get that. It's a guy that's very ambitious, and he's like, I just want to do all of it. I want to do all of
Oh man, I don't want to do it all. We focus on the music
Yes,
really, and that's
yeah.
why the record label aspect of Hiso Music. That's the one we focus on more. But we also cater to other services for business. We do flyers, commercials. We do music videos. Man, shoot, we
it. You sure it's not an entertainment conglomerate?
You
Sure? Are you? You're a little bit. You're on the cusp of entertainment conglomerate.
I just don't want to be held back from anything.
So let's talk about being held back. Where did you start? How did this?
Oh man,
begin?
that's shoot. How I started.
And remember, you've got all the time in the world. I know radio people and other content providers
just
say
let me
all the
mumble
time.
on.
You go as long as you want to.
Well, I mean, really, it began actually. I wouldn't say it's sad. It started off at Bunomatic. I used to work at Bunomatic. Shout out to Bunomatic.
Yeah.
But I used to go in there and press metal like every single day.
Okay.
So when you do the same thing over and over, you either go crazy.
What were you making?
I was making, I want to say, a coffee machinery parts.
Okay.
So when you bend the same piece of metal,
You were just in
single
charge
second-
of bending like 7,000 pieces of metal.
Oh yeah, it was kind of. I wasn't in that department for too long because I bent a couple thousand long, but
Well, how did you get to Bun?
Bunomatic, really, I was young. I mean, shoot, that's 2 years ago. I was looking, for a full-time job. I had just got back into Springfield. I was living with Yachty, so I wanted to grab my own place. Shout out to DJ Yachty.
Where did you come from?
Man, really, I was.
Spaceship?
I wish.
I feel like I do sometimes. I do.
No, man, that even goes back even further.
I got
Before
time.
that, I came from, I used to live out in Champaign. I lived out in St. Louis, and before that, I was in London,
Really?
Africa. So I've been to a lot of places. I think
See,
that's
I
what
don't
keeps
know.
me
You're saying I
diverse.
know, but you don't have to. Like you don't have to skate over these
Yeah.
stories. Like this is
No,
amazing.
it's-
See, I'm trying to give everyone else why you have this amazing perspective, and that has to do with the upbringing and the different worlds that you've lived in. Because that's how I see it. Other people may not see it, and they think it's being maybe a little overly dramatic or maybe a little emo. But I think we get to live in different worlds whenever we want to. It's just all about the conversation that you're having and the company that you're
Oh
keeping.
yeah, I agree.
So-
I agree. I think one thing that I was lucky enough in life to have experienced is that one thing that's always stuck with me is like my old saying my dad used to say is that you can't blame a man for not knowing. So I kind of look at people in that general sense where it's just like I've been around the world in different places, so I've seen the really poor people. I've seen, middle class.
I thought
I've
you were
seen
from
rich.
Springfield. I can't continue this interview.
I am from
kidding, I'm just
Springfield.
kidding,
Don't tell
I'm
me
just
wrong.
kidding,
I
I'm
am
just kidding.
diehard Springfield.
I'm just
I've
kidding,
lived
I
all
just-
my life,
I
but-
couldn't even walk that far.
But really, it's an eye opener because it's just like if you haven't experienced or seen other things, sometimes, especially it's human nature to be scared of different
Absolutely.
things. But when you're exposed to it, and it's like, well, I don't want to stick my toe in that water because I've never seen nobody do it before,
Right.
and I don't know about that, But me being a kid, I was forced to stick my toe
Yeah,
in the
no,
water,
absolutely.
And what I did, it wasn't bad. I learned that. There's good people, all shapes, all colors,
Right, yeah.
all different. Even if, like you said, the spaceship that I came from, even the
Absolutely.
aliens are great. No, but and that's what I learned, like coming up. And I mean, right now I'm 25 years old, but that's one thing that I learned is that you can't knock a man for knowing. And what I mean by that is that it's sad that there's a lot of people, especially in America, that never leave the bubble that they're from.
Right.
And when you never leave the bubble that you're from and you never see out, you only know what you see. You know, so I don't.
And that is a very powerful statement. The faulting someone for not knowing. It's something that people face all the time, and with you saying dipping your toes in the water, some of it does have to do with taking a shot, and then not every shot will hit, but I guarantee you learn so much more from those misses.
You know, so much.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying your toe won't get ripped off if you do, but
Yeah,
hey,
no.
you know now not to stick your foot. You know,
Absolutely, yeah.
It's all about risk, and I think that's the biggest thing, and that's what Automatic taught me was that, you know, just pressing metal every day. In my head, I just started thinking. I was like, you know, here I am, 22 years old, and I'm like, man, I really want to portray. Music has always been my dream. Ever since I was a little kid, and I heard Motown and Tupac and Biggie and Nirvana, and you know, so all these different music genres and experiences, I always wanted to be a part of that. So one thing, me being a kid back in the day, like every kid does, I had the dreams like, you know what, I'm gonna make a song,
Right.
I'm gonna blow up,
Yeah,
they're gonna give me millions,
overnight.
I'm gonna be
Overnight.
driving the fast cars, and man, so what reality hits, and there are some people that do hit those songs and they blow up overnight, and you know, but one thing that I learned that once I got to Bonomatic is I was like, I gotta start thinking a little bit smarter. Like I wanna be able to get studio time. I want to be able to meet producers. I need singers for my tracks. I need sound engineers. And me bending metal, I started thinking about like, man, I'm gonna have to work here all this time to pay for all that stuff. And I'm still gonna be broke trying to pay for that stuff. So something happened one day where I was just like, you know what? Why don't you do it yourself? Why don't you bring all those people together under one unit? And so I just, every second that I got at Bonomatic, it became like my Bible. I had a black book that I would go on breaks and I just jot down just all these little things about Hiso, like the Hiso name, the acronym, what it would mean. I started to draw logos.
Would you say that you were vacationing in one world on
I
your break?
was. Oh, even banding. That's why I messed up a lot of the band.
I wouldn't admit it. I know. I've been there. I've been there. I have seen the top of the mountain. I've seen it. It's like, hey, where are you right now? I'm so sorry. I'll be right back. I promise. We're good.
And I've always been the biggest daydreamer. I just never really put it. It's always been in my head, but I never just jotted it down, like, you know. And so once I started jotting it down, it just became something. And whenever I had basically from doing shows before that, prior to that, before I started the label.
So when did the performance level start for you?
The performance level, I want to say, started maybe a year prior to that. A year prior, I did shows at like.
So any music background in the family, anything like that?
No, what's crazy is really no, not like
You got
that.
some big balls on you.
Oh yeah, and I come
You
from.
do, like, no. Like, nobody in the family's gonna play music. There's not a producer, not a composer, and you're just like, nah, I think I got it.
You know, and that's one thing I give, you know, my dad, you know, the most love for, because it's hard. And I know, well, I don't know, but I just had a baby, so I'm hoping one day that, thank you, one day I will understand it.
You really went up me. I went and got married and you had a kid. I was like, damn.
Hey, I kind of wish I would have. No, I mean, I love my daughter, but hey, you know, I might not have wanted to.
No, I'm just kidding. I looked, I was like, that is so awesome. It's like we had a similar moment from a little far away. It was really awesome.
So just, you know, having, you know, a dad, especially immigrant parents, sometimes it's hard, you know.
Tell me a little bit about that if you can. Like, you know what?
You know, should I start with the whoopings? No, I'm playing.
You know what? Some people.
No, see, my dad was, you know, a really, I wouldn't say he was Jesus, but in a way he was, because it was just like, not in the sense that, you know what I mean, spiritual stuff, but maybe more like a Dalai Lama. I just feel like every time like I had or I needed some advice, he was there like Rafiki. Like, son, listen.
Oh my gosh.
I will tell you what, you know, like, and so my dad, and you know, smart man, went through so much in his life. You know, I mean, he's retired now. He lives in Nigeria. You know,
Nigeria.
He's back in Nigeria right now. But I mean, he came from, you know, a very poor village. You know, he was the son of a farmer. He moved to Paris because he won the lotto. You know, so he got a chance to go to Paris. But my dad, being as ambitious as he was like, I'm gonna go there and try to make it. And he really didn't have nothing but the suitcase in his hand. Yeah, so he gets to Paris and he was homeless for a while, and he ended up meeting a professor from Tennessee University that got him to America. So it's just like, it's a blessing, you know, for me to even be sitting here. So, and I mean, sorry to kind of get off topic, but what I do,
there is no getting off topic. I want people to be able to listen to this. This is honestly what I want for people to do, is to see your face on either a social networking website or a flyer and say, who the fuck is that guy? And why does he think that he can do this? And then we get to say, I'm sorry that you aren't happy with your outfit. However, here's an opportunity to get to know the person before you judge somebody. That's why I'm sitting here.
And I'm hoping it inspires, because I feel like I'm a normal person. I just feel like I'm no better than the next person. I just want this. And I think everybody got that I want it in them, but a lot of people get sucked into the, you know what? Yeah, exactly. That risk factor, and that's, you know, that's a big thing. So.
It's, my brother-in-law, he showed me something. I don't always champion the advice or the mantra of Steve Harvey, but he had a clip in the middle of the show, I guess, middle of the taping, and he's just like, too many people are afraid to jump. And too many people say, well, I got too many bills, I got this. The bills are still going to be there. Every problem in your life is still going to be there. It's whether you want to take that step or not. So I definitely relate.
You know, like, I mean, I can't tell, you know, the next person how to live their life, but I can tell you, in 2 years, I've been able to support my family off this Hiso music. And I'm not balling by any means, but hey, I wake up every day and I'm full of ambition. And you know, I've had some times where it's like, oh my God, what are we gonna do for the bills? But that's when IO really gets down and it's like, okay, now it's time to hit the streets like they used to do in the 90s and get the sponsorship. Go to the small business.
Do you feel, now I think, man, we're so close in this sense, and please stop me if I'm wrong, but all last season was about having a rough upbringing, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I will say that everything that I learned from unsuccessful parents has taught me how to live my life to where you might not have the largest financial number when it comes in, but every single bill is paid, every single need is met. And it's not that better, no worse. It's just, it's worth, to be creative, it's worth losing a larger paycheck, such as fun, or maybe a day job that I used to work for, because it's your mental health is much more important, and your dreams, and your goals, and it's the needs are always going to be met. Maybe a couple wants, but Jesus, forgive me. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I'll say, I was thinking. Never mind. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say this. Everyone has wants and wants and wants and wants and wants, but the needs for me have always been fulfilled. So go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. You know, like you said, you know, there's a lot of needs and there's a lot of wants, and you got to separate yourself from that. And I think one thing that has really helped me out from the very beginning, and I'm glad, you know, Buttomatic gave me that paid time to figure out my company plan. Shout out to Buttomatic, you know, but one thing that it taught me from the very beginning, I was like, if I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna reach out to artists to be on my label and stuff, I need to make sure this is from a business point of view, because I feel like that's why a lot of musicians, and I've seen so many talented musicians in these last 2 years, and I'm like, and a lot of people are like, how haven't they made it? That's the most beautiful voice or best lyrics I ever heard, and I think that's why it is because they don't look at their name or their brand as a brand that they can market as a business.
They don't look at their name as a brand. They don't look at their art as a brand as well. That's I completely understand. I spent a lot of time previous to the podcast. I did a local show for a radio station. Previous to that, I was a musician and a blogger. So I loved highlighting. That's what the show turned into. Me highlighting people of all walks of life, rather than just one, genre. I'd say one piece of the pie, one the whole thing. Everybody can share a piece. But yeah, I know that as well. Being in here for 32 years old. I've lived 30 years of those here, and there's one of the reasons why I started the show. Like, these people are amazing at what they do, but they might not have the right direction, or they might not have the right. And I don't want to downplay anybody by any means, but I completely agree 100% where some people are just like, yeah, this is really, really good, and I'm having fun with it, but then they also need someone that comes in and says, we can monetize this, not because we're selfish, but because you deserve it.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
You know, like, I agree completely. I mean, one thing about this is just, I mean, right now, we're a small business right now, but even my mindset and the way that I want to do it now is like, from just going out and getting different sponsorship through different businesses and stuff, I thought about it and I'm like, you know, and I know a lot of people will think about it like, well, that's crazy. Why would you want to take this step right now? But I want to turn my small business into an LLCC corporation and start giving out stocks and stuff to some of these small businesses so they can have a share in my business.
That's amazing.
And it's just, you know, and I know a lot of people are like, why do you? And that's just, I think, how I always
That's
have
called
worked.
vision. That's called, not a lot of people get that. It's right now with the podcasting community. I took 6 months off to get married. Now the deal was, thank you. The deal with my new wife, my only wife, is that I wouldn't record any shows and I would focus 100% on the wedding. But that's like telling me not to breathe. Like I have to talk to people.
Burning in you.
Absolutely. So what I did was I couldn't be in the game 100% of the time. So I spent the last couple months more of a, I call it like producing angle, like executive producer maybe. And I would say, here's how I see it. Here's how I think. And I would much rather build the community and then sit back and say, look what we've accomplished, rather than be some guy running like a dog chasing cars saying, hey, let's hang out. And in doing that,
a lot of people that want to hang out. There's not a lot of people that want to work.
No, not at all. So with these amazing, intelligent minds, they're putting their stuff together. And I'm thinking the same way. I'm like, guys, we're all part of a startup. I may be 3 months ahead of you, but 3 months is nothing. 3 months is a blip. If you invested the same amount of time, the same amount of drive, I guarantee that you can have the same amount of success. And we haven't put an air date for this one yet, so I'm not going to give some big news, but I'm just really excited to see things that are happening in the community. And it sounds like you're taking the exact same approach, where instead of different shows, you're investing in artists, and that's amazing.
Oh man, yeah. But my pocket's a little dry, but man, to me it's so worth it, because it's just like when there's a lot of people that nowadays are they're like the almost like poachers, or like I want to say like what's that bird that
Vulture?
Yeah, vultures, you know, poachers and vultures, where they just, you know, they want a lot of money from the artists. They want to extort artists for their money. My thing about it is, if you believe in someone and you really believe in them, why not invest in them?
I agree.
You know, why not?
Have you come across this? Years ago, when I handled the booking for a few places, you look at it from two angles. You look at it from shoestring budget when you're a startup, and then you also look at it from the bars not wanting to pay a lot of money. I'm not saying that's the landscape now. It's just what I came into contact with. Now, whatever the agreed amount is from the booking of the initial show, did you see like on the back end if anyone was just like, oh well, it cost me $100 for this artist to be here. Do you think I sold $100 worth of liquor? Have you come in contact with those? And please don't say names, don't say venues. I'm not saying that to you because I don't think you're professional. I've just had some people like, and once you fart, you can't take it back.
I know that's right. Now, one thing that I'm very lucky is that 3 months starting Hiso, I met I don't want to say I met because I've known him all my life. He ended up disappearing for a while, and he went to school to be a financial. So for 3 months, 3 months into Hiso, I bring him on, and he's been working on the company, and he helps me with so much stuff, and not just the finances, like what you're talking about, making sure that it's the right budget plan, and we should do this again, and the numbers and everything, but just a better person. Like, he taught me like waking up at 5:30 in the morning to do a little workout, or meditate,
No,
to start your day,
yeah.
something, color coding and mark on the calendars. Like he just taught me how to be organized. And to really do this, you stress yourself out like completely if you're not organized.
I found that out in the last 2 years. I woke up on my 30th birthday with a hangover, not from alcohol, but of life. I really wanted to do more. I thought I would have accomplished more. And I completely understand. I actually lost 45 pounds for the wedding by waking up at 4:30 in the morning and working out. I got a trainer from 5 to 6 every day. Shout out to Logan at Fit Club. If you want to get your whole body right, you've got to go see Logan at Fit Club. He's amazing. Didn't always want to be there, but yeah.
But the dedication is part of the push.
And then once I figured that out, it's like, okay, and I stopped drinking. I got up at 5, my mind, body, everything was clear. I had 4 hours before I had to start my day at my corporate job, and those were 4 hours that were just wasted before. And it's been about, I'd say it's been about a year and a half that I've been waking up at least 2 hours, 3 hours before I have to be somewhere. And it's because my whole day's planned out. Like you were saying with the calendars and numbers, and I've done several different Google calendars for the last couple of years. And it's manageable if you know exactly what you're doing and when you're going. And I often use the phrase, I live my life in windows, where we have a small window of opportunity, but we're going to maximize that the best way possible. So that is one of the best life lessons that if I could bestow anything to you, being 30, you being a little bit younger, I would just say the organization, the skills, the life planning, to be able to do that and to maximize every ounce of every day, it's priceless.
Yeah,
it really is.
Like, like me, I'm a bit nuts with it now, but I mean, at the first of every month, I write down my whole, basically all the tasks that I didn't complete the last month into what I have to do. And I mean, I'll have maybe 60 to 100 tasks, but I look at it like, hey, I'll take out of those 60 to 100, I'll take 15 of them and I'll work on them for that day or that week. And I'll knock them out. And when you knock them out tasks, you feel good.
Absolutely.
And you can go back to it. Sometimes you're going to lose. Like, we might have done over 100 shows, but I probably had 1,000 doors closed on me. You know, but when you do have those opportunities come to you after pushing after a while, like, I mean, the feeling is out of this world, you know? Because I got to meet you know?
Oh, I'm nobody. Next year will be a big deal. But that's not this year.
Man, I feel like you are. Like, 'cause you know, I feel like everybody has a talent, and if everybody has a talent, then everybody's a little special, you know? So.
Yes, I agree. I will say that I worked really, really hard, and this is how I know that my life has changed 100%. Years and years ago, I was young, I was not as humble as you are. I thought I was a shit. I was the coolest thing ever. And I had no reason to be. I had no credibility. I had nothing to back it up. And I have sent more sorry emails and more handwritten letters in the last year where it's like I was a piece of shit and I'm sorry. And now that we've got numbers coming in as far as people listening to the show and on different platforms, and we've had businesses that have not only emotionally but as well as financially invested in the show. Now there is something to go around and say, hey, this is amazing. But for me, I don't want it to be amazing yet, because that means it's over.
I see what you said. Like, there's no more, almost like that perfect feeling.
No, I don't want it. No, it's and at this point, I'm not waiting for the other shoe to drop. But I will say that after I got married, it was a moonshot to do every single thing that we did because I wanted to give her the world. And I don't know how I did it, but I did it. And coming home, I can't have that perspective of waiting for the other shoe to drop. Something's bad is going to happen. But it's almost like that Rocky II moment where you don't want to feel like you tied the champion because then you're not hungry anymore. So that's why I'm not happy with success. I'm excited about the future. I'm proud of the work that I did, but I don't want to walk around saying I'm a big deal because life's too short for that shit.
Yeah, man.
It really is.
It kind of kills like you meeting good people. There's a lot of good people out there, and it's not like they think you're arrogant or anything. But there's a lot of people out there that are like, whoa, you're in your own world. Maybe I can't be close to you. But but there's some great people that might not have the best social skills in the world, but man, they're talented. Like, I have, maybe close to 15 to 20 people under the company, and I can tell you that we're all different type of people, all different races, Latino, African, white, and we're all different type of people. And I mean, you know, there's the cocky ones, there's the nerds, there's you know, so there's I wouldn't say every, but there's so much variety in Hiso. And I think like I said, it's kind of just from being young and meeting people and different type of people that I wanted to put that in my company too. Like you said, life is too short, and that's one thing that I do is I listen. A lot of people don't want to listen because, especially after a while when they got it down. But me, no, even if I don't necessarily agree with you or it's something that I already know, I listen to you because even if it's just 1% of knowledge, that knowledge is priceless. To me, knowledge is treasure. Knowledge is the way that I'm going to make it, the way that success I feel will come to me is knowledge. Like, a lot of people pray for, you know, the strength, $1 million. I just pray for wisdom. You give me the wisdom, I can get anything I want with knowledge and wisdom.
That is an amazing album to have. I need to, as shitty as it sounds, I still need to work on listening. I've sat in front of this microphone 100 times, and there's still stuff that I don't get.
No, that's okay, because I don't want to sit here and make it seem like, you know, I'm this person, you know, I'm really
not at all.
But because I used to be the same way, cocky and stuff, and once again, shout out to DJ Yachty, but whenever I moved from St. Louis and he gave me a place to stay and stuff, I thought I was the shit. I was the cockiest. I was like, I still had that, I wouldn't say kid's dream, but that mentality like, I'm gonna make it, and you better understand it. Like, you know, and he really put me on that pedestal, like, bro, what are you talking about? I'm looking around, where are you seeing all this? And, you know, like me being who I was, I'm lucky. I don't know if it was just because I was at that stage in life, but I started really listening to him, and I was like, you know what? Maybe he's right, you know? And after I took that out and started looking at life a little bit different, more humbly, like I was raised to do. But sometimes when you're growing up, you want to be everything that your parents are not, or that you're raised in, because that's all you see. And, you know, eventually, but when you get a little bit older, you start to realize, like, you know what? Maybe that wasn't so bad. And maybe, you know, there's some lessons that I didn't understand then, but maybe I need to put them in life now. And so whenever I moved out of his place, you know, like I said, thanks to Yachty, because he taught me a lot of different life lessons that I took with me, you know.
You probably wouldn't have, you listened, but you probably wouldn't have heard them from your parents.
No, you're right.
It took a different perspective.
Yeah.
My wife's really mad at that because she'll tell me something that's just amazing piece of advice. And we've been best friends for 5 years. We've been together for 6. And
that's magical, man.
She'll tell me amazing stuff all the time, and then I'll read it in a book. And she'll be like, I got this really good advice. She's like, what is wrong with you?
I just don't.
Where were you? Where were you for that whole conversation?
And
it's getting better.
Yeah, it's getting better.
It
better get better. You better start faking it a little better.
No, it's getting better. We were talking earlier about the shots hitting and what the perspective of being married. I don't have as many chances to take shots that I don't think will hit. And that's definitely changed my perspective on it. It's, I'd always jump and didn't worry about the safety net, didn't worry about anything. And now I'm just like, maybe we'll just jump a little closer, just a little.
Yeah, I agree. You know, like one thing that having a kid did was, like me, I was the biggest risk taker. Thank you.
I get up early, you know, like I said, and I scroll through the feed and I make sure everybody's doing all right.
Yeah.
It's weird. I'm like an old grandpa. I'm just like, I hope they're doing okay.
I dare to go crazy.
So I'll if I see somebody having a bad day, I'll send a private message like it's gonna get better. Like, you know,
see, that's dope that you do that.
All right.
You probably don't even know, you might have saved someone's life doing that.
Well, it has a lot to do with mental health, and it has a lot to do with people being alone. And I actually had a little bit of perspective of another reason why I started the show of working a slew of jobs similar to your manufacturing job. I could always place exactly where I was, what company, what shift I had by either an AM radio show or a podcast. And it was a familiar feeling. It's like I wasn't alone. So I kind of feel that even though I'm in different worlds all day doing different things, I'm still available thanks to social networking. And some people complain, they're like, oh, the kids are disconnected. I was like, I would agree the opposite.
Yeah, man.
Because I can just reach into your world for a minute and say, hey, I hope you're doing okay. You made me smile. or after a really good conversation, just like, I needed that. I needed that. I felt like a bag of dicks that day. Really, I felt like it was my fault. I broke all of it. And it's like, you know what? Tomorrow's another day. It'll get better. So, no, I do, and I see all the pictures, and you're very, man, I think this is why we connect, because you can see the passion not only in your face and your business, but also in your posts. And you said that, no, that's an amazing thing, because
I'll be like, man, I'm so corny.
No, there's a lot of dickheads out there that don't deserve to even be in your world, because there's a lot of naysayers, a lot of haters, a lot of just, why would you put that? And you are strong enough mentally just to make these statements about how much you love your kid, and you'll never leave the kid alone and shit like that. And it's like, some people have never been in that world. Some people have never been in that sense of, oh, my mom loved me the whole time, never had uncertainty, never had this, never had that. It's like, no, you don't understand. Like, this is not only a mental and a physical pledge, but now it's public. And that means this guy's been through some shit. And no matter what, he's going to be there for that kid. And that's amazing. So I don't know if you got your Oprah moment, your applaud, but I'm telling you that it touched me. And it was awesome.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Like, one thing about it is, like, I think it started maybe a year ago. Like, because I was always so far into, just business, like, where all my posts had to be about music on any social network or my business, Hiso. And it took a very special woman, to let me know that, you know what, why don't you put a little bit of yourself into all this? Like, people, if they're going to be into this, they need to know you.
They do.
And so one thing about me is that I was just like, you know what, I don't post a lot, but I was like, if I get a feeling or an urge to say something, why not put it up there, And like you said, one thing that the social networks have done that people in the past didn't have, it almost puts you maybe not on an even playing field, but a good playing field for a lot of these TV shows, Hollywood, or just to get yourself out, or your business,
The cream will always rise at the top. It will. There's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of noise. But you can also see if something's spam. You can also see if something's bullshit. You can, So I would, it's, for reaching out to different people, different media outlets, asking for credentials and things like that. Oh, it's internet. There's no way I could do it without it. And the only thing that you really, really need is the credibility to back it up. And someone's going to find, and if you're brave enough to reach out to such media outlet, and they look back to you and they see all the work that you're doing, I mean, that's another thing that's a positive. It's a digital resume. All of your...
I never really thought about it like that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Digital resume.
Absolutely. Whether you want to admit it or not, it's the difference between, I think this person can do the job, or this person's done the job 100 times. That's the perspective that I'm trying to put on it. It's like, how are we on the same... Some people would ask with the show, how are we on the same playing field? It's like, well, I did everything I could last year to make sure that we would be on the same playing field. And so I got, I'm not saying I got, every door was closed to me last year, but there was definitely a couple. And those 20 doors made me work hard to get the rest of them. Woo! I'm glad they told me no. I'm so glad they told me no, because you don't want to coast. You don't. It's the whole thing about the Rocky, man. You don't want to be a paper champion.
No, exactly.
No. And forgive me, it may be 3, it may be maybe a little Clubber Lang. It's Clubber Lang, and I want to be a paper champion. I don't want to be.
I agree, Jeremy.
So tell me about moving to the neighborhood. We got Dumb Records cups. I bought,
shout outs to Dumb Records, which are, what's crazy? Dumb Records, Black Sheep. Black Sheep was actually the first, I want to say, business to sponsor us and to give us a shot. Even before all these shows and bringing the bands on and all these other stuff that we've done for the community. Before we weren't anything, I had to sit down with Brian and he's somebody that, he never judged me or anything.
No, he doesn't.
He listened to me and he's helped me in every way that he could. So I always respect him for that.
Well, check it out. It's I'll compare it. We'll go back to the bun, the press and the metal. 10 years ago, I moved to St. Louis the 2 years that I have been in Springfield. And it was MySpace days. Things were, the social network was moving.
MySpace.
And I would read on all of the posts and everything else about Black Sheep this, Black Sheep that, and I was just a little guy in a corner office, and I was like, God, I hate this. I hate every part of it, but it's paying the bills. It's doing what I need to do. And never in my wildest dreams would I think that I could go and record a show and make a YouTube channel all built off the amazing culture that is Dumb Records and Dumb and Black Sheep and Skanks and Blue City. And they just welcome me. And it's like, they could have just looked at me like I was some weird guy trying to take from them, trying to take their culture. But that's not what it was. It was just, there's so much awesome art, entertainment, culture. It's something happening every single day. And I want to share it with the world because I've said it 1,000 times, where can you write, record, produce, promote, play your own music, and sell it? It's all in that block radius, and it's ours.
Yeah, they've been doing their thing, really. Black Sheep, and even before meeting Brian, I knew Kevin, because really how I found out about Black Sheep is really maybe 3 years ago, before the Hiso stuff and all that. I wanted to do a music video, and I was like, man, I really want to combine it with rock, and somebody told me about Black Sheep, so I went to a show. So since then,
it's an amazing part of the community, and it's I don't know if it's I don't know why, but maybe I feel like I'm exploiting a little bit, but my tagline now is from the office of the mayor to the couch of Dumb Records, Springfield is alive and inspiring, because I think I'm one of the only people that's been in those two worlds and lived in those two places, and I'm not trying to exploit the mayor, and I'm not trying to exploit Brian or Black Sheep or anything, but I just want to lock that perspective and change people's minds and say, hey, no, I've been there from this and this. Somewhere between those two places, there's amazing culture here.
I agree. And there's nothing like being part of a movement that started from the bottom and they're making something of themselves. Because at the end of the day, I always tell my buddies and stuff, I believe Hiso music, we're gonna make it. And when I say make it, I don't necessarily mean me being a millionaire. I just mean me. Everybody should have a different answer. Of success. And my success is just making sure that I can support my family and do what I love and put a little bit away so we can enjoy life a little bit. I don't need to be a millionaire to do all that stuff. So to me, that's what success is. So it's beautiful to be a part of something that, coming from the bottom and people struggling.
And not a lot of people realize when they're in the bubble until it's over. And that's why I keep telling people, you don't get it, how much amazing. It's all about life in the rear view. And I've seen things rise and I've seen things fall. And just to see that it's just got momentum. And it's just, you just want to hold it in your hands. You really do.
Baby. Just rocker.
As far as success though, I've already done way more than I don't want to do this anymore. I've done way more than I thought I was going to. I don't want to do this. I'm done.
Well, then
but nobody else is going to do it. What?
I said everything now is a plus. That's just icing on the cake. You might not have wanted the icing on the cake, but there's icing on the cake.
No, I just wanted a batter that wasn't dry. I wanted a muffin that wasn't dry. That's what I wanted. And then somebody put icing on it. And then they put her name on it, and then they gave me a scoop of ice cream. And that's all I want out of my life. Really, at this point, I just want to sit at home. Right now, our favorite show is Daredevil. I just want to sit at home with my wife, watch Daredevil, have a little bit of ice cream.
I heard that is the business. I haven't seen an episode yet on that, but they say that is the show.
Okay. Okay, so I'm really super. Oh my gosh, it's. I have to go through the Rolodex of things I can't say because I'm a coach not to say that I'm lucky because I worked really hard to get where I am.
Yeah.
I can't say that I'm lucky with my wife because I work really hard in the relationship that we have to keep it. It's an everyday investment. And I will say this, we both work very hard to be at the place that we are right now in our relationship. That's what I'll say. The reason why I get to enjoy all of this, I get a second childhood because she has always been a fan of the comic genre. So I tend to do really big things, and I'm cringing by saying this because somebody's going to Google it, and they're going to see it, and it's going to make somebody else look like an asshole. I'm not mad about me. Don't get me wrong, I'm not mad about me. What I set out to do, I fucking did. However, every time I bring this up, I'm embarrassed because the other person's like, you don't love me. Why'd you do something like that? But I got her favorite actor to help me propose to her at a Wizard World Comic Con. So it's going to be in our DNA, like when we have kids. And then we, with the brand, we've gone and we have got to interview different people, and we've got to do the same front-facing camera videos that I do here. However, the great way that I did it to integrate it, because it's still a Springfield-based show. Last year, I got to sit down with the largest, there's a gentleman that has the Star Wars Collectibles podcast. It is the largest podcast in the country, 10 years running. He's from Springfield.
Really?
Yes. So I got to hang out with him. I got to have, like, as if I were looking at icons as far as who's the podcaster that I want to be, it would be Chris Hardwick. Like, I want to be as successful as he is at podcasting. Well, I got my Chris Hardwick moment last year, to where I got to go to Chicago to a comic book convention to interview somebody in their suite to tell me how they built their empire.
And then you got them to propose or be a part of the proposal for your wife.
That was, well, the proposal was 4 years prior.
Okay.
But then this last year is when we got to do the interview with Arnie from now playing Star Wars Action News. Like him, and I met his wife. His wife's the president of his company, and they are amazing people. Oh my God! And that was a door that opened up so many other conversations, and it was just like all these people were just as humble and awesome to talk to as you were. And it's that lens where you look at them, you're like, oh shit, that guy's famous. How do I talk to this person? But it was the same way that we're talking.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, you got to check out Daredevil. I don't want to plug Wizard World too much. However, the entire cast of Daredevil will be at the Wizard World that I'm going to in August.
Hey, I'm the type of guy that, I wouldn't say I want to experience anything, because when you say you experience anything, they're like, man, you're going to go out and smoke crack.
Right,
but man, that's something, that, especially just because of the world that I'm in, like, I like to do stuff to free my mind from all that.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with that.
I tell you
that's
what,
relaxing. That's
have you ever been interested in how a movie was made? How a script was written? That's a big part of it. What we do is we go and we sit in panels, and it will be the writer, director, actor, and then we'll just sit down and have a Q&A, very similar to what we're having, and you get to figure out how all this stuff was made. And it's
I'd rather sit in with one of those, just be in the back corner with my little black book.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You know what? If you got time in August, you come up with us. 4 days.
4 days.
However, I wouldn't suggest going to 4 days, because the reason why we go 4 days is because it's the only vacation that we get throughout the year. So we'll go a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday. But I would love to invite you to come up with me on Saturday. It will be the craziest thing that of the year, maybe, because you'll see, unless you see cosplay all the time, there's so many people walk around with either homemade outfits or top level outfits.
I'm gonna have to find you one, man. I might have to be the Black Panther, man.
Have you seen Civil War?
Oh, I did, man.
Oh my God, they did Black Panther so well.
I know. Like they did it like Wolverine. I'm really glad.
I just
Hollywood
got to
did that,
sit in
man.
with the guys from the Front Row Movie Reviews, and we did our full disclosure podcast about the movie. And we went around and said our favorite characters and some favorite characters of that movie. And 2 people hit hard on Black Panther. And I was a fan of Black Panther from the Avengers. I don't know if it was the Lionsgate or whoever did they used to make animated films like movies. They fully produce them, and it was just so awesome because Black Panther took you into this world that you'd never seen before. Yeah. And it was just, oh my God, it was awesome. And then just to see that live action and how well they did it.
I thought it was really cool. And, I've always liked the Black Panther because he comes, the place that he's from in Africa is Nigeria, and I'm Nigerian, so it's like,
and I was going to ask that, but I didn't want to be like too fanboy and stuff. And I was like, holy shit, that's awesome. Because that's the kind of thing of like, all people from the same country, from the same place. All people look alike, and that's a really bad thing to do. But no, you've got to feel a connection. That's amazing.
You got, a hero that's from where you're from.
Yes.
It's pretty cool, man. Definitely. Like I said, you make a grown man dress up in the costume too. So it's amazing.
It'd be amazing. But no, check out Daredevil for sure. Season 1. You can go through it in a weekend. I wouldn't suggest it because you'll lose your entire weekend. Right? You'll lose it. But we're on season 2 right now. We watch. That's actually what we get to do on Sundays when the dust settles. We get to watch Sundays between 8 and 10. And I haven't mentioned this to a lot of people, but I have no problem admitting it now. I transitioned from a corporate job, much like yourself, and it was so mentally just destroying, I would even say, that our weeks are better because at the end of the week I would get anxiety at like 9 o'clock on Sunday, knowing that I had to go in and start like 12 hours later, 24 hours later. So that's, I get to enjoy my life.
Blessings, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, no.
Blessing completely.
Yeah. We've got all the time in the world, obviously.
I'd love to bring up a couple of my artists.
I just want to make sure that you go over any other points that you want to. I mean, this won't be the first interview. Not scripted, of course. That's bullshit.
I love that.
But
Keep it live.
But is there anything that you want to hit before we transition on to introducing the rest of the artists?
Man, one thing I just want everybody to know is that Hiso Music, you don't necessarily have to be an artist or musician to be part of the company. We're doing a lot of different types of services that aren't necessarily music related, like graphic design and other things. And if you are an artist that does music, I want you to know too, like, hit us up. I'm always looking for new talent, other people to help. We're all getting paid for this. We might not be making millions yet, but hey, wouldn't it be nice to get paid a little bit for what you're doing?
Because the word spec floats around a lot. There's a lot of people do a lot of good work and they don't get paid a dime. And in my experience, once you're paid once, then you've got the credibility to where you can move up and say, no, I was paid this before. I am a paid artist, designer, whatever it may be. Like, I'm sorry, you're used to taking advantage of a lot of other people, and it's shitty to say, but $5 or $5,000. You got an invoice, no one knows how much that was. I did this for such and such company. This is what I know that my time is worth. So yeah.
I mean, shoot, like I always say, like, Hiso, we offer, recording, videos, marketing,
booking. Where do you do this? Where do you do the videos?
Oh man, we have.
Is it on site?
We will meet you, or actually we even build scripts and stuff I did for different commercials. Like if it's a small business, like Freedom Chevrolet or something, a small business in town. But we also, we'll take our time too to go cater to, the bands or rappers or singers, and we'll meet you at different locations to do videos and stuff like that.
Where's the studio?
The studio, right now we have a studio that's it's not for the public, but we're trying to make for the public.
Nice.
We're trying
That's
to
why I moved into Dumb Records. I don't want people in my shit.
I
love all people, but when I have time to myself in my home studio and I have time to myself with my wife, I want that to be us. I don't want it, because once you open Pandora's box, I don't like to close.
I agree. And one thing too is that even my artists, because I don't have the studio isn't home base. We have a location, but one thing my artists like to do is that they like to try out a lot of different recording studios. They go out to Bloomington, St. Louis, but I offer them free recording whenever they need it. But a lot of them like to go out to other places, and I help with the payment with that too. So it's just, because like I said, if you believe in somebody, you should put that money towards it.
That's something you don't hear anywhere else. I don't know if I've said that like 100 times, but you put your money where your mouth is. You may be one of the first people that I have ever met in the sense of, hey, I believe in you. I'm going to not only emotionally but financially invest in you. Everybody's, I believe in you. I believe in you. Show me the money. What do you believe in?
I believe in you, but one thing too is I'm a businessman. So
you gotta have a return.
Exactly.
Woo!
If the return isn't coming, I don't say, drop anybody, leave anybody behind, but if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. I won't say, I'm a perfect person, but I'm a good person. But if I invest thousands of dollars for you and you don't even get hundreds back, then why should I keep, and I don't like to let go of people, but like I said, I'm a businessman and this is a business company, so that's how, I run it. I run it with the mentality like, hey man, I really want to help. You have so much to offer. Like I said, one thing a lot of people don't even know is that even the developing and the artist isn't like, hey, the shows are nice and the recording and videos are nice, but we take the time to really develop the artist. we take time out of our schedules to meet up with artists in different places. Yeah, and show them how to be better stage performers, or even what's crazy.
Who are the guys I saw the other night?
Oh, that was RJC. Like example that night.
Yeah.
Like me and RJC were he has a show tomorrow actually at Black Sheep, so we're just going over a couple of his moves he's gonna do.
Without choosing my words wisely, was he the thinner gentleman?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just trying to like
RJC.
I was okay. He was
young
very focused, and you could tell that he had it in him.
Yeah.
And I saw you give him pointers, and I was like, this motherfucker's gonna break out. So he's
Oh,
like, bah!
just
Be animated.
even on the
And
internet,
but he was focused for the time that he was in there. You could tell he was just calculating everything.
Yeah.
And it must be amazing to see the light come on.
Yeah, because one thing that anybody that knows works for me or is part of the company, they know Hiso music, this is no hobby. This is a job, and it needs to be taken seriously. Like I said, in developing the artists, they're lucky enough if they want to, they can leave home and they can take I wouldn't say any instruments, but they can take instruments home. If you want to learn the guitar, we provide you with the guitar. You want to learn the drums, we provide you with the drum set. So all of the artists on Hiso were learning different things. Like now I play, the guitar and the bass, we have artists that are drumming and stuff, and playing the saxophone because we can develop them like that. We can give you the tools you need, but you need to be able to take this as serious as us giving it. None of this is free, So it's just like I want to be able to capitalize on that. Is that Hiso music? Hiso music equals opportunities, and it's a business.
Well, let's bring in whoever you want.
Okay, let me go get some of the game.
Take your time.
Okay. Get them rounded up. And I want to thank you again.
Just for nothing. I didn't do anything. It's a conversation.
Hey,
this is something that needed to happen.
I agree.
Go get the guys. We'll hang out. We'll get more chairs.
Start back this up. You got some luck here. Shoot.
We can get another chair. It's fine. There's chairs everywhere.
Oh no, this is good. This is good.
Yeah, but does he have one? Yeah, he does. Take some water. Take some water. You don't need it. We talked a lot. Do you have a chair? You okay? Swap. Okay. Is there a consent here?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, okay. I don't care. Don't bother me. Those people know what I look like. That's fine. I don't bother me. They do. Right? They gonna give a shit?
No, not at all.
Name's a goddamn billboard. What else do I need? Jesus. Good. This is how it is. This is actually the start of the interview.
Okay.
There's no hi. This is the show. We've been going for like an hour.
Yeah.
So, hello again.
Nice to meet you.
What's your name again, boss?
Jayy Wills.
Jayy Wills. I know Philly.
Yeah.
I know Philly. Never gonna forget that dude. Okay. We're gonna figure this out.
Yeah.
So, he has taken you under his wing, from what I understand. It's a creative wing, right?
Hey, trying, not trying,
Yeah,
we doing it.
Yeah, no. So, what would be your specialty?
Singing, R&B, videography, and graphic services, promotions, basically. Anything that has to do with image and presenting something that looks nice to our fans or anybody else that we come across.
How long have you been doing it?
Since age 13.
So then you're 15 now?
I wish. Thank you. I just turned 22 in March.
Okay.
I've been running my own business for about 2 years now.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's talk about. Hey, what? Wow, it's a very big sandwich.
Yes.
It's a very big sandwich of I'm a fat kid. I love food. Hello, just eating ice cream, watching Netflix. Screw everybody. I don't want to be here today. Imaging. How long did you work on this craft?
I would say I've been working on what looks good and knowing how to produce high quality content for about 4 or 5 years now.
And where did this start?
This started back when I was homeless and taken in by a publicist, and she worked for a publicity firm.
Really?
And she
That
taught
is
me
the
to
greatest
run.
education you could have
Hey,
ever got, isn't it?
She showed me a lot of the
Holy
ropes.
shit.
I got to meet celebrities. I got to meet Mini-Me, Nicki Minaj, the Jonas Brothers.
Jonas Brothers, I thought you said celebrities.
Yeah. Yeah, they have followed.
I like this guy. He's quick. I'm sorry. I should laugh. So, publicist takes you in when you're homeless. It's just, I can't imagine it was by your own accord because you don't seem like a dipshit.
Yeah,
So,
no.
right?
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm intelligent.
No, I'm saying there was some unfortunate circumstances
Oh.
that happened that led you into this person's care.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
We
was
have
giving you
family
credit
issues.
saying that you're not a dipshit.
I missed that one. We might have.
No, I'm saying you're really
No.
intelligent. There's no way that it happened as a fault of yours. I mean, being that old, you shouldn't have to be responsible for a house payment,
Absolutely.
a mortgage, and shit like that. It's kind of a big deal.
It was fun for that experience.
I'm sure it was. So, take me from moving in to where she gave you the. Excuse me. First of all, how do you get the confidence to like, you know what? My life sucks right now, but we're gonna fix it. Where does that come from?
That comes from, honestly, I've moved around so much. I've lived
Okay.
in over 8 states in just under 15 years. That was my growing up life. We weren't Army brats or nothing like that.
Oh my God.
It's just, that was financially where my family's always been.
Oh my God.
So I've been charismatic. I'm used to losing people and regaining new circles of people. So I think that's where my people skills and everything else that's charismatic about you is.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Dude. I have a unique opportunity. I can relate to a lot of this, but I have to present it to you in the best way possible to where it's minimal, because all last season was about how I had a shitty childhood.
Understood.
So I have to, what's that?
I said, I'm over here laughing. You like, I had a shitty childhood.
No,
I'm like,
No, but I have to, so I gotta, I don't want to, I don't glaze over it, but I want to acknowledge it. I don't want to say similar because everybody's got a different life, but I definitely feel where you're coming from, and I only dress like this because it gets downloads.
Hey.
So, I'm not gonna lie. People they do. They do. Same guy. But, I really want to touch on it, but I don't want to be a dipshit about it. Not 8 states, but try same state, same city, but like hotels, motels, apartments,
Extended stays.
trailers and shit. And it's like, from the outside, everybody thinks everything's good just because you're in the same place. I would actually say that I don't know what it's like to be in your shoes, but I bet that the view was nicer. I would bet because you got to see different people, different walks of life, different. And I'm not saying I'm no better, I'm no worse. I'm just trying to live in that world for a little bit and say, maybe that's how I would have looked at it. It's like, fuck, man, this sucks right now. But I get to meet this person and see the different side of the street, I guess. Because I think I saw all the shitty sides of that one street. So, how long were you staying with this person before you decided that you're like, wait, I see what you're doing. I know I can add. I know I can do my own.
She picked me up off of Talent.
That's amazing.
Yeah, she saw that I knew how to work in Photoshop and the graphics, and then when she heard me sing and she actually saw me audition in front of another casting director, that's when she knew. She was like, "Hey, what's your name? Where are you out here by yourself?"
Where were you
Sing
going?
right
What's this casting director? How do we get there?
This is when I was out in Los Angeles, and I was on Skid Row. I was homeless, sleeping on the streets and stuff, going from shelter to shelter, trying to figure out ways, to make some money.
Yeah.
And when she saw me at the audition and everything like that, is when we started talking.
What was
She
the
put me
audition
in.
for?
It was for Kid Nation.
Okay.
It was a show kind of like Survivor Island, but for kids.
Oh my god.
I can't relate to this guy at all. Jesus Christ. I got nothing. Like, I've only seen the shitty parts of Springfield. He's such Skid Row and shit.
Yeah.
That's real shit.
You know?
I could walk from the fairgrounds down here with no shoes in the middle of the night. It wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
It wouldn't matter.
Well, I say this. For people like me and for anybody listening who's going through trouble for, themselves and their life and in their past and stuff like that, I understand that we have to all wear masks. I'm sure even you yourself, sir, are still having to deal
Don't
with
call me
things.
sir.
Oh, my bad.
It's okay.
That's
It's
me.
because you get in a position and you're just like, this person won't respect me unless I say sir, but you can say cockballs, that shit.
I got you.
It's fine. It's explicit. But yeah, so everybody's wore a mask before up front. Everybody puts it on. Everybody does. You can see it in my eyes. I'm not fucking with you. Like, this is real shit.
I see it, man.
I'm like, oh my god. But okay, so you did the Kid Nation, you did, and this woman picks you up, and like, so that day, is she like, hey, by the way, I want to mentor you? Like, how does that work out?
Nope, she literally is like, hey, I have a couch. Where are your parents? And like, they are MIA. She's like, well, you come stay with me for a couple of days and see if we can't get
Was she
something
hot?
figured out. No, she was
I don't know why I'm thinking that too. I feel like, wait a minute,
I would
you
still
told
be
me
in
the
LA.
story. You know?
I wouldn't have left, but somebody offered me 4 years of college tuition and put me through, paid, and give me a place to stay. Now the college didn't go through, but when I got back out here to
But
Illinois,
you hit the lottery.
it gave me a
The
house to stay.
goddamn lottery. Oh my god.
Okay.
Lucky fingers, green fingers.
Man, no.
And when's your birthday again?
March 17th.
You know, close. Close. And yeah, that's it.
It's been a fun journey.
One of the artists on Hiso, man. We got 6 hands.
He's not
here.
just yes, the word.
6 hands.
But
That's what you
the
are.
in my head, artist, it only goes to one type of art because I'm a dipshit. But you just spat out 7 different types of art. It's imaging, it's design, it's holy shit.
My brother, that's only the surface. I don't want to bore you with what I know.
You're not boring me. This is me. The whole idea of this is to give anyone that wants to press play a perspective into someone's life. The reason why this project started is because I thought that there's so much that the city offers that people don't get a chance to see.
Yep.
And I was always, hey, I did this and I did that and I did this and I did that. And they're like, wait. There's no idea you did that. No way you did all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no, I know a guy who knows a guy. And like, there's no way you know that many people. And I'm like, the hell I don't. Like, I'll go out every week and I'll talk to somebody different and I will say, this person's doing something amazing and that woman's doing something amazing. And these people are building a community you have no idea about because you're too afraid to step outside your own door. Well, they don't even have to put on pants to listen to the episode because it's available via their computer or smartphone. They just hit play. It's fine. So, what do you currently have your hands into that you're most proud of right now?
I am most
Other than the
proud of-
Hiso brand, like your personal building of what, and I'm not saying it's not important,
No.
not at all. I'm just saying there's got to be something other than, because I'm not saying it's your brand, I know it's everyone's brand, but he's got to have some fire in his belly of like, I'm doing this alongside building a machine that is Hiso. What is it that you're super stoked about right now?
Hands down, my video and graphic services. Nobody has been able to really compete with me in the immediate area. And I would say this too, hands down to where what was that, just last week, I had my graphic all over the Hoodoo and Art Center here in Springfield, Illinois, with the
Had the
Before I
poster.
Do movie
What was
premiere.
it for?
The Before I Do movie premiere
By Kim.
with Kim, Connor, and it was featuring Omar Gooding Jr. person.
Yeah, Omar Goodman.
Okay.
Omar Goodman.
He's
Yes.
a junior.
Yeah,
Mr.
Omar
Cuba Goodman Jr. That's his
Yeah,
name.
okay. I was like, hey, you know.
It's the guy from Wild and Crazy Kids.
Have you seen Baby Boy?
there we go.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
dude. Joe.
So, this is a flyer that you made. I'm sure there's a digital copy somewhere people can get, right?
It's the actual movie poster. They blew it up. They put it on the media wall. They had it on the invitations.
How did you get in contact with these people?
They come to me now. It's finally gotten to that point where they come to me.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You got his contact?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm just
But I would say on the video services, even just this past Sunday, I came back from 6 hours away, Fort Dodge, Iowa, shooting a music video with another local artist who's pursuing the same dream. And I've expanded to Jacksonville, St. Louis, Champaign. So I am not trying. I'm going to take over the area. I'm going to let people see the media platform that I've been building.
You gotta take it.
I'm young,
I was
guys.
gonna say you.
That's a fire in the belly.
You mind if we bring up another guest?
Dude, no. It's me. We can bring more chairs.
Yeah, let's bring in DJ Yinka, man.
Hold on, let me,
Bring it in. What's up, man? How you doing, bro?
What's up, my brother?
Tell you what, how are you, man? Let's bring this in, get a chair. Yeah, we'll get more.
Colder than that.
Alright, we're gonna have a round table. That'll be a lot easier. We can do that. I'm gonna sit here so I can man the thing in case it dies. Not that you don't know how to run.
He's on this.
Oh, I'm gonna sit on that side. Just so I can, not that you don't know how to run a fucking recorder at this point, but. Well, this is.
I love seeing this type of setup.
Well, this is why. Sorry. The reason why I keep it like this is because one, I can control it, and two, that's how I started. I decided that with Ambition and an iPhone, I was going to obtain my dream. And I started out with just a small mic, and then I bought this one, the same one I've been using for, the remainder of. Here, bring this around because we got a camera right there that you're on for the channel and stuff. It's not streaming because I want to keep the content, and I got a couple of the big ideas. Are you not hanging out?
I was gonna cry. I just didn't want to duck
No,
you.
we got a
like
chair.
that. Oh, do you?
Yeah, come on over.
Hey, you late. Figure your shit out.
I'm making stuff difficult.
He's the big guy, so you can't say that. But I can say it to him, it's fine. Okay. So, Jesus, it's a lot of stuff. Now, how is the Hiso? If we go to the information and find it online, are there profile pages?
Oh yeah, the easiest way to find info on the artist or what we're doing is actually if you go to www.hisomusic.
How old are you?
I'm still, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
the word ISO.
Okay, well you don't gotta put the
Google
www.
Hiso at this point.
It would just pop up.
That's true.
That's true.
Google Hiso.
You're right. I'm old school, so I'll be like www.
Backslash.
All of it.
HTTP.
If you go to
Yes.
Hiso,
Okay. What are the different profiles?
oh, like I said, if you go to hisomusicent.com, and that's spelled HISO musicent.com, you notice that you can go to artists, our upcoming shows, and when you go to artists, it'll show you all the 9 artists in the band, and you can click on their profile, and it shows you their shows, their music, like it's really put together.
What I'm hoping is that when we air this, we can give out. I always give out all the plugs and the digital stuff because when you're looking, podcasting to me is a very multitasking genre. You can listen to it, you can also work, you can do whatever you're doing, and then if you've got the time, you can also scroll through, so they can go through the entire ecosystem of Hiso while they're listening to the episode. Put a name with a face. That way you know what's going on.
Yeah,
We're beautiful. Check us out.
Yeah.
The word's not just men on the label. We have females on the label too.
There's a lot of sausage here.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, I just got married, so it's fine. It's alright.
I'm sorry, Sammy Flores and our we actually have a girl drummer named Dara. They weren't able to make it today.
Apparently.
Sorry for the shout out to them.
Okay, Philly, let's talk about your stuff.
Philly, y'all.
You know what? Let's go. Let's kind of go backwards with Jayy Wills, where we got to the fire in his belly afterwards. But let's start with the fire in your belly first, and then we can go backwards and how you got to be a cast of the characters that are Hiso. What are you really stoked about right now outside of the brand?
About like myself, like with artistry. With
What is driving you right now outside of this brand?
Oh, right now, actually.
Right now, today.
What's driving
It's
me?
9 o'clock, 9 p.m.
9
What
p.m.
gets you up?
Yeah, wait.
May 12th. But what gets me up now is I just had a daughter born
That's awesome.
April 7th at 2:47 a.m. That is my joy. She's getting out the hospital soon, and so she's been in the hospital for
Premature or something?
premature, yeah. But she's gaining ounces by the minute. getting bigger and bigger, man. She's, my God, and she looks just like me when I was a baby. So
The bankroll
Looks
has
like
to
you
get
now.
bigger and bigger.
the what?
The bankroll has to get bigger
Oh,
and bigger.
I know. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh,
So-
man. So, but that's what gets me up. At first, man, it was just the dream that used to get me up and just going and just the hype around it and just trying to be big. I love performing because performing.
Like the lyrical, the production. Like,
Oh yes, lyrical, the production. You know, I'm trying to get more into making beats, but that takes time. But I've been doing like a
it's
little.
weird, isn't it?
Oh my God.
It's like you got this really cool like rhyme or phrase, and then you want to frame it, and it sounds like a poem. In my experience, I hope I'm not stalking your toes, but it sounds like a poem. You're like, God, this is fucking awesome. And then you meet somebody that can put a beat over it, and you're like, I fucking hate you because it took you so long.
It's
right?
so-
It took you so long to figure out exactly what you want, and you thought that you were perfect, and you're fucking king of the world. And you're like, really? That's all you did? Do. But the way that it sounds, it hits you, and you just feel it. Yeah, right. So, are you you're more of a lyricist then?
Yes, I'm more of a lyricist. I like to say that when it comes down to the music, I'm a writer. Like my last project. Yeah, one of my last project, The Evils of Insomnia, actually, I basically wrote like a little movie, basically, but in a song.
It's a concept album.
Yes, and it was basically talking about a hardship that I had in my life. You know, I got over it, you know, but I made it basically a 20-minute long song. But it's 5 different songs and it's got interludes because I wanted the people to hear it and not be able to skip the
That's
song.
awesome.
And
Yeah.
so, I mean, and it
Once you
was,
got them, you don't want them to leave.
Right.
You gotta stay in that world. Like you're feeling it, but it is what it is.
yeah. And so, I mean, because what I really wanted to do, I wanted the people to hear it. You know what I'm saying? And me and Jay, you know,
You
Jay.
hear it. You want them to feel it.
Yeah, and
All of it.
And Jay, you know, he's helped me produce, you know, helped produce my sound, you know what I'm saying? And we was up to
Are
like,
you not only imaging the music as well?
Yeah.
he's the man.
We doing it
Hey,
all.
Jayy Wills,
Let
okay?
them know, man.
Greedy. You're greedy.
No, I'm trying to step on everybody's neck.
With the talent. You're greedy.
That's longer.
He's trying to at least touch something,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Something gonna
And
click.
that's a
Yeah.
big part about being a part of Hiso is that my artists and the people that work for me, they often have to do many jobs than just what they basic, especially when you're a small company.
Have you
coming up.
noticed that the people that are only good at one thing talk like their shit doesn't stink?
Yeah, exactly. But you know, I love surrounding myself with people that want to do more. Like example, Phileo, you know, like he's taking on the drums now. I've heard this man play the drums and rap at the same time. I was like, me, I'm over here like it's almost like patting your head and you know, and tapping. He's a songwriter, so you know, he's dealing with the kid, you know, great lyricist, you know, so it's just like juggling all those things. That's why I respect them more because they take it and not only do they have baggage on them, but they're like, you know what? I have this baggage and it's okay to give me more because I'm strong and I can do this.
Are you writing songs for other artists, or are you writing songs for Hiso artists?
I've,
Because you said autobiographical. Sometimes that shit can be really, really hard to portray by yourself
Yeah.
because you're wrapped in it. Doesn't matter if it happened last year or 5 years ago. That shit still is there, and it eats at you. So I didn't know if you were comfortable enough letting someone else interpret your art, or if you're like, no, that shit's mine. When I'm ready, I'll get there.
I mean, I've helped.
I just got you too. You're like this motherfucker.
It's a whole nother level.
You thought I was full of shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I've co-wrote for some artists that's not in Hiso,
Sure.
and I've wrote some songs for some people on.
How do you let it go though? Like your shit, your art. How do you let it go? That's yours. No one else
If
can
it's
do it.
if it's a song that I'm like, this is a hit, you know, and
Yeah.
but it also depends though. If I know, I'm a realist with myself too. I'm very hard on myself. So if I listen to the song and I'm like, okay, you know, this doesn't sound right, but maybe if I get either a Jayy Wills, you know what I'm saying, to push this,
It's a
you know what I'm
collaborative
saying?
effort, absolutely.
You know, this could, because if you work by yourself too much, I feel like it only goes so far. But when you do a collaborative effort, oh my gosh, there's different minds.
Yeah.
Someone can bring up an idea that you're not thinking about. You're like, oh, you know, I didn't see that. You know what I'm saying? And so it brings it out to a whole nother level in which different, you know, people, different fan bases can relate to it.
It's
So.
easier to grow, but I feel like he's being really modest, so I wanted to cut in for a second. Because he writes really phenomenal hooks, and he's not bragging about it enough for me. Like, Phileo is a genius writer. Yep.
Comfortable in his own skin. Walking around like my shit doesn't.
I like to let the art speak, you know. But
Yeah. Check out "Beautiful Day." That's one of the I love. I feel like for this man to have wrote a song that I am genuinely in love with, man, that's the one right there. That's magic right there.
Yeah,
People need to
Beautiful
see
Day.
that, man.
Yeah.
And
I wrote that song in 2013, and this was before I met this dude, right? And I've just been holding on to it. It's just one of those gems that just pushed away. And then in 2014, we finally went out to, 2015.
Yeah,
2015, I went out to St. Louis, and I got this group of people with me, and we went into the studio and brought it to life. And at first, this song was just going to be with me, you know, but the collaborative effort, you know, brought the song out to life. So.
We've been hanging out over here. I'm sorry.
DJ Yinka.
DJ Yinka. Bailey, good to meet you. Welcome to the show that we're just hanging out.
Yeah.
It's dude, you're fine. It's the internet. People got time.
They got nothing but time.
Fine. No, you're fine. Don't worry about running late. That's the really cool thing is people are gonna press play if they want to. If they don't, fuck them. It's fine. But fine on the show. I mean, if I wouldn't have a show if I really gave a whole lot of shit about what people think.
Right.
Is it gonna be for you? Is it gonna be for you? I'm selfish as a motherfucker. I won't learn about you. I want to learn about you. I want to learn about you. And then other people are like, wow, I want to learn about that too.
Right.
So that's the whole thing.
And I think that's with music, you know, with entertainment, you know, it's just putting it out because if you're just so stuck on, you know, I care about what these people think.
I'll wait.
Yeah.
You're gonna be waiting forever.
Yeah, I tell them.
Sorry.
No, you good. Go ahead.
Oh, you
good.
fucking
You good.
hour and 20 minutes.
I know.
Talk.
Hey, this is about them. This is about them.
So tell me about the fire in your belly right now. Tell me what you're excited about.
The fact that I get to meet these guys.
No, we got. There's no way to cut it.
For real.
I know, but we can't start there.
Okay.
We can't start there. The whole thing is how everybody's happy to have a great time. You wouldn't be at this table if you didn't have a good time. But I want to know the fire in your belly right now. What are you excited about outside of the brand? And then we can come back to it. It's okay. Can you call it that? Or do you mind if I call it outside of the brand?
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
All right. I want to say multimedia conglomerate. Yes. What's the fire in your belly right now? What are you super excited? Why'd you get out of bed today? It wasn't for this fucking interview. It was not for this interview because you were late. So why?
He's the man.
But what are you most excited about? Like, why do you get out of bed?
You know, I got a kid, 6-year-old boy. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things that pushed me. Like, I love music a lot. Like, it's part of my life.
Yes.
You know, that's what I grew up with. I wasn't born here. I'm from
I
Nigeria.
could never get that. I could never get that.
I'm from Nigeria, so
It's amazing.
I grew up, you know, working for a DJ.
Yeah.
That's how I get into music and everything I do, entertainment. I used to put a mascot and everything for the kids.
I got a buddy. I got a buddy that was right now. Well, and he's always. I don't know how long the title's been. He's salsa ambassador. His name is Julio Barnsuala. He's from Peru. He had a similar ambition of dancing. Salsa was his life. It is his life. And he portrayed costume characters when he was younger as a way to get extra money to get to America. So I love that story. It's amazing. I can see it through his lens, not through yours. But that's amazing. I think a lot of people, and I hate to put them all under one umbrella, but there's a lot of hate on different nationalities and people that aren't from here, but we're all immigrants. Like, let's figure it out, number one.
Yeah.
And number two, there are people that are so fucking passionate and driven, they walked away from an entire world that they were living just to be here, so they need some credit. So let's start there. Like, holy shit. I was born on the other side of the train tracks, not the other side of the planet. So thank you for being here. And it's okay, Liberty. I'm just busting your balls. But yeah, no. So how does one go from having ambitious goals of being a DJ in Nigeria to come over here? And I know it's a plane or a boat. Don't get me wrong. But that whole mental process, like, holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, like, it started over there from where we used to have parties. You know, like, I like the feeling of making put everybody in a good mood.
Yeah.
Like, I see other DJs, like the way the DJ,
You just hit the button.
they go crazy.
Nuts. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For the DJ, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love that feeling. You know?
Now, DJs and scratching, because I can't imagine there's tons of
Scratching is
MP3s
the old
over there.
Yeah, it's
right?
the old.
And I'm not trying to be.
No, I don't
just,
do it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So that's real shit, rather than just hitting a button and
Hitting
you
a
put a
button.
loop together 12 hours ago and you're like, this sounds great, right? No,
I do everything live.
Yeah,
That's the best DJ ever.
I do it live. I don't like playing something I already recorded. I mean, I do record my stuff, but I give it away. But
What about, okay, so you're, can I say scratching records? Is that
No.
okay? No? Okay. That's why I ask. Tell me that version, of DJing, because I'm completely ignorant in that world.
how can I put it? Scratching is very important also.
Okay.
But on the scale of where I'm at,
Yes.
I'm not super good with the scratching, but as for anything else that comes with the music, with the
Yes.
heart of it,
Yes.
I'm very passionate about it.
Keep them around,
You know,
diverse.
Scratching is important for sure as a
Yes.
DJ. To
Yes.
me, yeah, it is.
Yes.
That's why I still, you know, I told you I got my techniques and everything, you know, trying to put
That's what I like about him.
it. So,
Even as good as he already is, he's still like, you know what? I can get better. I don't, you know, so.
you know, I push myself. Nobody taught me how to DJ.
So, but if he's writing beats and you're turning records, you guys butt heads?
No.
When the first time we've been to the studio was with one of our guys in St. Louis. That's the first time we ever actually been in the studio together.
Okay.
That's why I said,
I'm trying to put together the cast, trying to figure out what everybody's. You got 8 positions.
Well,
But-
Djyinka would be the person who is on stage DJing through your set list at the show with 10,000 people. But Djyinka is such a creative genius that he would take overlays and reinvent your favorite song. He would make it and amplify it. Djyinka has the mind and intelligence to
You gotta
know
have
difference
ear for
with
the music.
BPMs just by listening to it. And I've watched this man work. He works magic.
I mean, it's so much more than just, you know, one thing I love, and I know I always talk about it from a business standpoint, but it's good to have him on the team because he can, when the band's not around, he can help the artist traveling with them instead of using the band. Or, you know, for other businesses and stuff, this man DJs all types of events, all types of,
Well, I imagine
you know,
them playing the chicken dance is bullshit. Like, I can actually, like, no. How would we try this? And then everybody loses their goddamn minds as opposed to no, fuck that. Nobody wants to do that. So, how did you guys get connected with each other?
man, really? I've
it was crazy.
I've known Djyinka since, you know, I was younger, but
Is this the one that brought you in the gave you life perspective? We talked about
no,
earlier?
that was Yachty. That was DJ Yachty.
Well, there's 2 Y's.
Yeah, no, so you're right.
Yeah,
no.
we,
I've known them since I was a kid, but
Yeah,
I didn't
for a long
really-
time, but we never really.
Yeah.
But I remember when he was rapping, the first time he said he was rapping,
Yeah.
then he came give me a CD, you know, and I was like, okay, we're gonna check you out, you know, cause it's my boy, you know what I'm saying? I listen to the track.
I tell you what, trade seats, he's got business. It's fine. I respect how things go. You're good. It's easier to do it now.
Yeah, I do.
No, you're good. You're good. Sorry, we're in the middle, but we're good. Great.
You know, I
Yeah,
listened
sorry.
to this track and I was like, this is my boy, but
So
he got a long way to go.
He was overly ambitious.
But he was, like, he actually believed himself like he can do it, and I like that drive.
right.
That kind of drive.
They kind of try to get you out of Nigeria. It's got
I
to.
can stay still though. I mean,
No, I'm a shark too. If I stop swimming, I'll die. I can't.
you know, so
I
like
get
I
an
was,
afternoon off when I cry. What am I Just kidding. Sorry.
it's crazy. So I was going through some like personal issues. Then I moved. I used to stay at, or where my apartment now, I end up finding out he's my neighbor.
Really?
Yeah.
I bet that didn't take long, did it?
You know,
Like
so I
a
was like,
fucking
oh,
sitcom.
shit.
It's like
You know what I'm
same
saying?
type of
We
shit
just,
going
that's how we get there, and I was like, you know.
Did you guys ever get to the point where you're just gonna get rid of one apartment and stay in the same one?
You're next door
He got a
though.
wife. He got a wife here.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
He got a
Oh,
wife.
now.
Yeah,
Okay, I
yeah.
thought you said when.
I just moved
I was
up
trying-
there. It's only been, what, 3 months?
Okay.
You've only been there for 3 months?
I was trying to piece it together the puzzle. I thought this was earlier. We're good. We're fading in and out. I'm like this one, that one, making sure the story's the same. But now, okay, so 90 days ago, you joined the cast of characters. That
Yeah, like, you know,
Oh,
how
that's
that
all
came
right.
up.
No,
Okay.
How that came up was, I was, I used the tool of the Facebook Live before, whenever I had a chance to do that. It's like when I record myself, I put it on YouTube and all that. You don't really catch a lot of people, but the fact that I got a lot of friends in
Right.
Springfield on my Facebook link, so I use the Facebook Live to play it live.
That's good.
And play music like it's free music, everybody just watch and listen to
Well,
it.
it's a really good, I guess, teaser trailer or a really good way to sneak in because there's so many. You're talking about Facebook Live is like playing,
Yes.
right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. If you see somebody and they're bullshit, there's no way to hide it. Like you are garbage.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry that you attempted this. It's not a good idea.
Right. So
Yeah. No,
I
that's
was
the best
doing that.
resume ever. Like by the way, pretty good at it.
I was doing that like I do that every Thursday evening. I was
Yeah.
doing that, you know. So I guess he told me like, okay, he's been watching. You know what I'm saying? And
He
was talking
recruited
to the
you
radio-
because you had talent.
The radio,
Yeah.
you know, station was talking about.
Did you just hang out with anybody from Dumb Records from the radio show? Because the thing is there's a few comedians. Wow, I say comedians. And a few DJs. My brain's really broken. A few DJs that have been on like WUIS radio and things like that. And I know that the Hiso show is on the same channel, which is 88.3. Have you been on anything like that lately?
Yeah, that's our show. We on there together.
That's what I was asking to make sure. That's what I was asking to make sure, because I don't want to say, "Hey, I've heard of this radio show," and then look like a real asshole because you're like, "Oh, just keep talking, just keep talking." That's my show. Like I don't want to be. Yeah, I had to make sure I connected the dots and make sure that he was the one behind the radio show because I wasn't sure. And again, I had to explain the story twice because I'm a dickhead. So sorry. Tell me, with this show. Is it exactly what you want, or is it a filler?
It's something out there, right?
Really?
I would say.
That's amazing.
Because I feel like, you know, I'm not reaching enough people by just DJing in clubs and, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really like people to hear me on the radio.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I crave for. You know,
So
I
you
do
were savvy enough to find him on Facebook Live and say, we can do this.
Well, really, you know, like I said, I've known him back when I was younger. I hadn't seen him, but then one day I was in Oasis where he DJs and I heard him playing music. And one thing that I always liked was that he's very diverse. It's not just hip hop or it's not just pop. It's man. And one thing that's crazy about it is not only is he diverse, he'll mix hip hop with EDM or R&B with reggae. So it's something different. So whenever I had seen him again, because we used to have a DJ before, but I really liked how diverse he was, and I was like, you know what? I got this radio opportunity, and this was before, you know, I even had it down. I looked at him and told him like, hey, you know, I've been on a lot of different radio shows. I'm gonna get us one, you know. And he's like, he's probably looking at me like, well, okay, that's cool. You just say you're gonna go out and do it, you know, that's pretty crazy. Well, if you say that, then okay. But usually, like I said, you know, I'm a bit stubborn. If I'm like, I'm gonna go to the moon, I'm gonna get to the moon, you know. So I just, you know, I told
Make
him.
you all look like assholes when you get there.
You know, exactly. You know?
Sorry, how's the view?
You know, so a week, I think maybe a week or 2 weeks later, after I finalized the deal with 88.3, I was like, hey, you ready? He's like, man, I've been ready. So,
I tell you what, we have a solid hour and a half. I always like to pause it, not to stop it, because I want to have you guys on again, and I don't want to exhaust it.
No,
but I feel that we've got a lot of good content, and I think it's a good place to pause. Give final plugs. And never say goodbye, Grandma taught me. Never say goodbye. You say see you later.
I like
There you go.
that.
So,
Right.
if this were this is not at all a traditional show, and that's why it's ours. You would go around and say your name and something that you either want to promote, and just go ahead and go around, and then I'll close it out whenever you're ready. So let's start. You know what? You talk a lot.
You probably want to start with him first.
Please.
Like another reason I kind of, I joined them
Yes.
is the whole crew.
Yes.
You know, the fact that we're talking about diversity, like that's how the crew is. Everybody's different.
But there needs to be a lady the next time that we hang
I know
out.
that's right.
Sammy needs to be
Last
here.
Yeah, you hear that, Darren Sammy?
Sassy
Y'all need to be here.
here
Too much.
at Bourbon Street.
Sammy needs to be here, and
I'm excited. I'm excited to meet him all.
yeah, like I like the drive. You know what I'm saying? Like for the little time I met everybody, we connected already. Like I like that. So that's why.
Alright, so go.
Alright,
Phileo.
my name is Phileo. You know what I'm saying? On Twitter it's PHILE_O. On Instagram it's PHILEO217. I don't have a Facebook, but I'm gonna have to, I've been telling me about
really
some.
expensive.
Yeah, but they take up so much time.
But I think the most important way, though, the main reason why I'm here because on my SoundCloud is where I want people to go to, which is just Philip Cavill or just type in Phileo, and so Philip Cavill, PHILLIPCAVIL, and so you can check out my 2 projects, The Evils on Insomnia, and also Shy Kid Bigger Things. So, Jayy Wills produced, I co-produced, but yeah.
Yeah,
Got you really co-produced.
I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
I'm just kidding. I'm not trying to credit you guys. I'm just trying to get you guys.
Now you seem suspect, boy. Like you do it too.
Just trying to add a little bit.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jayy Wills.
Alright, my name is Jayy Wills, and real quick, who gon' hold me down now? I wanna get higher. Can you take me higher? Baby, needed to get by. Baby, I wanna get higher. So yeah, JAYYWILLS, the best, kill all the rest, forget them, man. If you need anything, work, connect with me. I'm one of the nicest guys out here in Springfield. Graphics, video services, features, audio engineering. If you need somebody to come out and hold your umbrella, I'll do that for you as well. You feel me? I'm out here.
I know that's right.
DJ.
Oh, my name is Djyinka. DJ Djyinka. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, and you can check out my mixtapes also on Doc here. But since I got banned now, I mean you can still get it. I got
Now it's
banned.
just an underground copy.
Yeah, I got
Gives you more
banned.
street cred. It's fine.
I got banned on Doc
Not
here.
available.
Too hard.
Not available. I got it.
But
You gotta get it torn.
No.
so
It's available to rent.
and you can check me out at the all new Bar Oasis downtown. I'm always there every weekend, Fridays and Saturdays. Come check me out.
I know it's your show.
I was gonna bust out single like him, for his little parts, so I'll leave that. But no, I mean, I'll keep it simple. Like I said, if you want to find us, HisoMusicUNT.com. It's a good, you'll be able to find all these great artists that are surrounding me right now, and even more. We do so much more. So, yeah, man, I really want people to be a part of this movement. Whoever you are, you don't realize I've been looking for you.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. All right, thanks, guys. And we're just going to pause it because there'll be some more stuff.
Yeah.
Wow! I don't like the hard out. I prefer to fade it out.
Lincoln's Legends is on a mission. Its goal is to spread awareness about the people that make the capital city great, digging deeper into the people and the art that collectively are the culture of the capital city.